Welcome back, everyone. One Fresno doctor has made it her mission to get Fresno fit and healthy, but she needs you to do your part as well. Dr. Mikell Parsons is here from the Natural Path Health Center with more on the 3 things that are compromising our health. Welcome to the show again, Dr. Parsons. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
This is really interesting because you say there are several things that are really making us unhealthy. Let's talk about them.
Yes, the first thing that we're going to talk about today is the consumption of high fructose corn syrup. Now, high fructose corn syrup is a large majority of sweeteners that are in processed foods. And since the 1970s, it has gone up in use 1,000%. Now, what we know is when we are consuming high fructose corn syrup, it does different things in the body. Okay, because we're just isolating one sugar that's naturally found in nature, and we're amping it up. It's like fructose on steroids. So what it's doing is it's changing how our body chemistry responds.
So how do you know you're taking in too much of this fructose corn syrup, which, if you say processed foods, that's almost everything. That's
You're right.
A lot.
It's the main sweetener in sodas. It's the main sweeteners in cookies and candies and cakes and anything processed, even crackers, breads. I've found it in honey and maple syrup, things that we wouldn't normally think of needing a sweetener in. What we're finding that it does is it's increasing our cardiovascular problems. It's increasing our triglycerides. It's decreasing our HDLs, and the HDLs are the good cholesterol, and it's increasing a part of the bad cholesterol that does damage to the vessels. Yeah, so by drinking that soda, eating that ice cream, you're potentially creating a cardiovascular nightmare just by what you're eating. The other component is it changes our hormonal signaling, so we never feel satisfied with the cookie, the cake, the candy, because it doesn't suppress ghrelin, which is a hormone that tells us we're hungry. Wow. So it makes us want to eat more and more and more because we aren't satisfied. Well, that leads to obesity, all from high fructose corn syrup.
And another one of these ingredients that you have on here is hydrogenated oils and trans fats. Let's talk a little bit about that, because isn't this what is in a lot of the fast food out there?
Yes.
Okay.
What hydrogenated oils are essentially damaged fats. Okay. Now, we used to hear about trans fats. Trans fats were something that was man-made. Well, consumers are more savvy to that. People have changed the labeling, and they're using hydrogenated oils, partially hydrogenated oils, and it's causing damage to the vessels. So whenever we heat an oil at a high temperature, if it's not heat stable, it becomes rancid or damaged.
And this is what a lot of these, this is what you're getting in a lot of restaurants then, okay. Even coffee places, right?
Yes.
Okay, golly.
Yes. So you're doing a little bit of high fructose corn syrup with some bad fats. What are you telling your body?
Ooh.
SOS, I'm going to have some heart problems. I'm going to have some problems with my cholesterol. I'm going to keep overeating, and I'm going to reach for that Starbucks with the artificial sweeteners.
Wow. Okay, so we really have to watch for this, especially if you do eat out at a lot of these fast food restaurants. One of the last ingredients, and you mentioned it a little bit, the artificial sweeteners. Now, are those as really bad as we've heard? Because sometimes we hear, well, Splenda isn't as bad as some of the other kind, or vice versa. Okay,
listen, here's the deal. If it is a man-made synthetic product, we were not designed to break those things down. We don't have the tools. Splenda might have been originally derived from corn, but it is nothing like corn now, and there's nothing similar to it in nature. We were designed to break things from nature down in our body. So that's just what I call chemical cuisine. You're eating a lot of chemicals. You might as well eat plastic. It's going to cause problems. We weren't supposed to eat like that.
So should we, if we are going to put any type of sugar in our coffee, let's say, should we choose the regular sugar instead of the artificial sweetener?
Our bodies know what to do with regular sugar. It knows what to do with honey. It's all about moderation. You know, a little bit goes a long way. There's natural sweeteners that are healthy for us. Stevia is one of them.
What is that?
Xylitol. Stevia is from a plant where the leaves of the plant are 300 times sweeter than cane sugar.
Where can we get all this stuff?
I carry it in my office at the
okay.
naturopath. Some of the health food stores carry it. We've also found companies that will make flavored stevia, so I've got a great flavored stevia. So for kids, you're transitioning off of their sodas onto something healthier. You can add that to their water or sparkling mineral water. You can throw the vanilla flavor in with their oatmeal as a sweetener. It doesn't impact our blood sugar. It helps to stabilize things. So there's natural, we need to stick to what we were intended to use. It's like putting diesel in your car. If your car isn't a diesel type of car, it's not going to go very far.
Wow, that's really interesting, and that's great that there are other options, like you mentioned. So basically, stop eating all this bad. Stop it! Stop eating these horrible foods. All right, if you want to get hold of Dr. Parsons, that number 447-1404 is the number to call, and she is at the Naturopath Health Center. In case you're interested in buying that sugar that you mentioned, at 745 East Locust Avenue. That's Suite 110. 447-1404. Dr. Parsons, thank you again so much for making us healthy.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Don't go away. Central Valley Today continues right after this.